Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is something that's been kind of a long time coming, I think. It's something I've wanted to talk about on YouTube for quite a while, probably the last few years, and it's just something that I don't know, I just haven't known how to talk about it. And recently I've just decided that I think it's time. Like, there's been a lot of things that have sort of come into my life that have shown me that, okay, it's time to make this video now, it's time to be honest, and it's time to hold yourself accountable, I suppose. That's why I'm filming this video today. It's something a little bit different, it's something a little bit personal, something kind of scary, and it's obviously not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I just kind of have to accept that and sort of forget about other people's opinions about me and about this and about, yeah. Anyway, basically today's video is going to be about my story of having an eating disorder and then where I'm at now. But yeah, I have a book here. I sort of wrote out a few notes yesterday that I wanted to talk about and that I wanted to explain. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to write them all down so as I wouldn't forget anything. So yeah, sorry if I'm looking down a little bit, it's just because I'm looking in the book. Yeah, I feel like this is the first time I've really put it out online explicitly that I have struggled with an eating disorder for about the past 8 years of my life. I am not in the place I was whatever years ago, up until, yeah, probably about 5 years ago. I am a lot, I wouldn't even really consider myself to have an eating disorder now. I'll get into it and explain it anyway. I basically have been inspired by a lot of people on YouTube to make this video. I've sort of been pondering, like, what is the point of my channel? Why am I making videos? And honestly, I've found YouTube to be such a massive help to me in struggles that I've had in my life, especially surrounding food and eating disorders and body image. And Lily's coming, the cat's coming to give me an audience. Hello. Yeah, I found YouTube to be it can be a damaging place, the internet can be a damaging place, but it can also be a very helpful and restorative place if you're in the right places on it. So basically I've followed a lot of channels like Rebecca Lang, sorry if I said her name wrong, Stephanie Buttermore, Amber Driscoll, Busy Bee Karis, Megan Grubb, who have all helped me basically see that it's okay to eat. And yeah, so that's kind of why I'm doing this now, because I really want my channel to have a purpose, and I thought about what is the side of YouTube that I love and what is the side of YouTube that I want to be on and help other people. And I sort of have been doing that, I would say, but I feel like I can't do it to my full extent without being completely honest with you guys. That's kind of why I'm doing this now, and I suppose without further ado we'll just get into the video. Basically, I feel like I've been on a diet for the past 8 years of my life. It sort of started around, well, to be honest, like when I was a child I had I would say I had a really healthy relationship with food. I didn't exactly have a healthy diet. Like, I was one of these kids who didn't eat vegetables. I ed like chicken nuggets and chips, but I feel like that's pretty standard for kids, especially maybe 20 years ago when I was growing up. But I had a really healthy relationship to food. Like, I wasn't like obsessed with food. I didn't even really like think about it. It was just like, it was just food. I enjoyed ice cream, like I enjoyed food, and I ate when I was hungry. Like, there was no problems towards like my mental health and food. But yeah, so this all sort of started to change when I got to my teenage years. Basically, I hit puberty really early, so I started my periods and stuff when I was 9, and I think that all came along because of like childhood trauma, because that was around the time that my mum passed away, and I feel like that sort of brought that on sooner than it sort of should have. So my body sort of started to develop a lot more than a lot of my friends around me. So I started to I started my periods, I started getting acne on my forehead in primary school when like nobody else had it. And that was like a big insecurity for me in primary school. And I started gaining weight. I started gaining weight when I was probably, yeah, about 9 up to, yeah, from about 9 years old. And all my friends around me were still like skinny little kid bodies while I was like starting to become a woman. So this was something that was like quite an insecurity for me, because I felt like I was like fatter than my friends, and I felt I was like different. And I didn't really start, I remember noticing it when I was maybe P7, and I was just like, my legs are so much bigger than everyone else's. Like, remember you used to have to wear those like PE shorts, and I was like, why do my legs look like that and everyone else's are like not like this? But it was never really an issue until about 2012, so I would have been 14, and that was around the sort of like start of Instagram. And I'm like a huge photo obsessed person, as you can tell by the fact I have YouTube. I love photos, I love being in photos, and I would see photos of myself and I was just really unhappy with how I looked. I thought I looked gross. Basically, I was like, why am I so overweight? And I wasn't even like, I was heavier than a lot of my friends, but I wasn't, like, looking back on it now, like, I wasn't what I thought I was. But it was just something I was really insecure about. And yeah, so that's sort of when things started to sort of change for me. So sort of like that weight gain, and then also sort of feeling like I didn't fit in at school, and like, yeah, obviously growing up with like just my dad and not having the most like sort of, I don't know, normal sort of childhood led to a lot of like feelings of like insecurity, stuff like that. So I started trying to lose weight. I just didn't go about losing weight the right way. Long story short, basically, I'm basically reading this out because I think I worded it so much better than I could probably speak it right now. Long story short, I knew nothing about nutrition, and I was more concerned with my appearance than being healthy or sort of losing weight in any sort of healthy way. And like, I was 14 years old, I didn't understand nutrition, I didn't know how to lose weight. Because of that, things sort of quickly spiraled out of control, where I got to the point where I was restricting myself to about 300 calories a day. And basically, and around this time I had a friend as well who I think was going through a similar thing to me, but she had a more drastic weight loss than me. So I feel like a lot of people saw her, so I was sort of able to like hide behind her, so people didn't really notice me, what was going on with me so much. I think in that way I was sort of like able to hide it quite a lot and sort of didn't recognise there was a problem. So basically, yeah, I got down to 300 calories a day. I think I ate like cereal for breakfast, and then I can't even remember, something really small for dinner. Like a 100 calorie piece of meat, and honestly I don't even remember. So I ended up losing about 3 stone. So my starting weight at all this was about 10 stone, and I ended up being down at 7 stone. And I sort of withdrew from my life, felt constantly tired, and just didn't live like a normal teenage life, like, because everything was based around not wanting to eat, and I just didn't have the energy. So it sort of got to the point where I ended up losing my period, and it was this point when I was like, okay, things are going wrong here. So that's when I told my dad. I didn't tell my dad I had an eating disorder. Like, my dad probably knew. No, do you know what? My dad definitely knew, because I was a pain. Like, I was a pain when it came to food. If he fried something, I would have a breakdown. Like, I would burst out into tears and not eat it. And I'm sure that was, yeah, I'm sure that wasn't fun for him. Basically, I was just, and like, if he would buy me food, I was so ungrateful, and so, like, I would get angry that he had bought me food because I didn't want to eat it, because I was like, I'm gonna gain weight if I eat this food. Yeah, it got to the point where I lost my period, and I told my dad that I wasn't having a period, and he took me to the doctor, and it was basically, the doctor was like, you have an eating disorder. And I was like, right, no I don't. I ended up being referred to the Eating Disorder Youth Services in Northern Ireland. So that was around what year did I, 2014, because it was all around the time I was doing my GCSEs. I sort of feel like the pressure of my GCSEs really didn't help with all of that, because I honestly don't know the whole mental side of it, but I feel like I just felt so out of control in everything in my life that food was like that one thing that I felt, my food and my weight was like the one thing I was like, I'm in control of this, so I'm in control of my life. But yeah, basically I ended up having to go to the Eating Disorder Youth Services, and if I'm going to be completely honest, like I don't want to slag the mental health services here, but like I just didn't find them really helpful. I sort of was able to play them. I don't think I went for many consultations because they basically wanted me to gain like a couple of pounds in weight, and I just did that, and then they just let me go. Because I never was like at a very low BMI or whatever because of my height, but I basically ate a few more calories in a day, was able to gain that bit of weight and act like I was better, and then they basically discharged me from there. I never had to stay overnight, it was just like I had to go down in the daytime, and also I was just really scared of them as well. Like I didn't want to end up in hospital. Like I kept hearing my dad gave me all these like scare stories about how like, actually do you know what, it was on the news about like electrotherapy or something, where like they like, I don't know, it was something to do with your brain, and that scared me, and I was like, no, that's not happening. So yeah, I just got out of there and I gained a bit of weight, and yeah, so basically my head was still sort of screwed up when it came to food and calories and all of that, even though I'd gained a bit of weight and was acting like everything was fine. So that was, as I said, around the time of my GCSEs. And then after my GCSEs I went to Florida with my cousin, and I feel like that was a major help to me in moving forward. So I went to Florida with my cousin for 3 weeks, which basically meant I couldn't be in control of my food for that extended period of time. Like I couldn't control the amount of calories I was eating. I couldn't just be in charge of what I was eating all the time. So that was quite freeing for me, that I had to just give up control and just go with the flow. And also the cousin I went with, she was like my older cousin, and I really looked up to her ever since I was a kid, and seeing her quite healthy relationship with food really helped me be like, okay, maybe I don't need to be doing what I'm doing. I came home from Florida and I still wasn't completely better, but I was better than I was before. So in August 2014, that's when I got my period back, and it was honestly one of like the best days of my life. I don't know why, like I can't even really explain it. It just felt like I was getting myself back. I felt like I had lost myself for that 2 years of my life, and I felt like getting my period back was the start of me becoming a woman again and getting myself back. So yeah, that really felt like a huge victory, and like I was moving in the right direction. So from about 2014, so that was the start of my lower 6th year in school, until about 2016, I was getting a lot better, but I still had issues quite badly, to be honest. Like I thought I was doing the right thing, but I really wasn't. I feel like this is when it sort of transitioned. I don't want to put any sort of labels on it, because that first period was like when I was like anorexic, and then from about 2014 on, I sort of think I sort of transitioned into like orthorexia, because I became very obsessed with like clean eating. I feel like with the internet was so focused on clean eating and working out that I became so fixated on this is what I had to do. Sort of in that period it was very up and down between a lot of like insecurities about food, about having to eat clean all the time, about food guilt, and about over exercising. Like I used to get up like an hour before school, an hour before I had to before I went to school, so it was like exercise, and then I would get home at about, I can't remember, about 4 o'clock, and then my dad would get home a bit later, and I would always exercise in between the period from when my dad got home, or from when I got home from school and when my dad got home, and I felt like I had to hide it. And I remember coming home from school and I was very strict about what I ate. Like, I had my certain meals in the day and I couldn't eat outside that. So it was still very much, I still very much controlled what I was eating. And I remember I used to come home from school and watch, what do you call it? Man vs. Food. And like, that was like my outlet of like enjoying food without eating it. So yeah, in 2016 then I met Adam, and I feel like that was another huge thing that really helped me sort of recover from my struggles of like having an eating disorder. And then again, over the past 4 years, it's been very much up and down. So I feel like I wouldn't say I have an eating disorder now, but over the past 4 years I feel like food has still controlled my life to a great extent, and my life is very food focused, and I still have a lot of like anxiety around food, and I'm very controlling about sort of like what I eat. Yeah, I'm still very like highly concerned about calories, which I really hate about myself, because I know it's stupid and it makes me so angry, but it's still something I overthink about. And then I still have like stupid restrictions on my diet when it comes to like quantities and times. Like, if I like, up until 2 days ago I was weighing my breakfast, and then this is when I was like, I don't know, I've sort of had like a moment where I'm like, this needs to stop. Food is controlling my life still, and it needs to stop. So I would have my breakfast and I would weigh it out all the perfect proportions, and then I would still feel hungry, but I couldn't eat anymore because I'd already had my breakfast. So yeah, like, it's even saying it out loud, it sounds stupid, but like I know it's like this constant battle between what I'm thinking, what I know, and what I do. Like, I second guess everything I eat. Yeah. I still struggle a lot with my like mental health towards food, basically, and like body image and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like it's quite a big thing for me to admit that I'm still struggling, because I want to act like I have it all together and like I'm happy with my body as it is, but I still spend so much time looking in the mirror and being like, you're doing it wrong. Like, why are you, like, I question why I'm hungry. I'm like, why are you hungry? Are you actually hungry? And it's just like constant thoughts of food in my head. Anyway, I don't want to like delve into that too much, but anyway, basically the reason I'm doing this video now is because going forward I want to just challenge myself to give up that control, live life and enjoy food, but not have my life based around it as much as it is. Just regain the healthy relationship with food that I had, not worry about calories, not worry that I ate too much that day, not worry about gaining weight. I feel like I'm so scared of gaining weight that I let myself go hungry instead of eating. Like, if I've had like a snack already, then I'm like, I can't have another snack that day because I'll gain weight. And I'm like, that's so stupid. If I gain weight, I gain weight. Who cares? So yeah, basically I'm doing this video now is because I want to use YouTube to hold myself accountable, to not spiral back into this obsession with food, this like exhaustion. Like, it is exhausting just constantly thinking about food. I want to, because I feel like I can't be my best self, I can't enjoy life to the fullest, I can't be the best friend I can be to people when food's constantly on my mind. So yeah, I just want to be free from it, and I want to challenge myself and hold myself accountable and be honest, and hopefully help myself and maybe help others along the way. So yeah, I don't even know if that video all made sense. I feel like it was such a big ramble and I just kind of like spurted it all out. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know in the comments down below or send me a message on Instagram, and I'll do a video answering your questions. And if you have any requests for like videos, I'll do them. And yeah. Feels a bit weird. I don't know. You know when like you just don't even know what to say anymore. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring this video to an end. I was gonna say I hope you guys enjoyed, but I don't know if it's that kind of video. I hope you guys can take something away from this, I suppose. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon for a brand new vlog. Bye.